What's going on, everybody? Cuts by Reggie. Another tutorial video here for you today. Today we have a light fade, shadow fade, whatever you call it. Different areas call things different names, but that's what we're here to show today. We're going to start by combing the hair off the scalp. Combing it before you start, it just helps everything lay down a little bit better. And today we are using the Monster Clipper, the hybrid. I will have a review on this later, but we're gonna open the guard. I'm gonna open the guard open the clipper all the way, no guard on it, and just I'm gonna hook it down around the scalp. It's more like a drop fade. You wanna always make sure you combing or brushing, just to make sure you get the excess hair out of the way. Make sure everything is laying down the way that it should be laying down when you cut and give it a smoother cut. Right here, I'm gonna use my 2 guard because the highest guard with the fade that I'm gonna use is the 1.5, probably open. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my 2 guard, which is 1 guard higher than a 1.5, and just go up into the top of the high top fade, just to make sure that all that hair is laying down. It's making it a little bit smoother. It's getting the bulk out of the way. So when you're fading, your fade comes together a little bit better, a little bit easier, instead of always, having everything in the way. And I'm gonna take it without no guard and just freehand going into it. We're not taking anything off the top of his hair today, so I'm just blending everything into the top. So I won't have to worry about taking my guard into it again later on. Since I already started with the no guard open, I'm gonna take my half guard all the way closed and just fade up. Again, if you've seen any of my tutorials, I don't do guidelines, I guess. I just start from the bottom up and just work my way on up. So that's why I'm starting with the half guard closed, and then I'll just open it halfway. Then I'll open it all the way to get my fade, laying down and looking the way that I want it. And as you can see, I'm playing with the lever now, getting them dark spots out, just using the corner of my clipper, making sure that you pulling the skin. Pulling the skin just lets you see a different angle of everything. It's giving you more of a canvas to actually fade into. Some people might have bumps and creases and things of that nature in their hair. It might make it look like something is a little bit darker. So you want to make sure that you are pulling the skin. Here we are now. We got the 1 guard on it, doing the same steps. Fading, I know everybody fades different. Fading from the bottom up without leaving lines is a bit smoother for me, so that's why I do it this way. Not that this way is better, not that any way is better when it comes to cutting hair. It's pretty much whatever process works for you. Then we take that 1.5, close it, and then we'll just start going into that bulk line, going into the high top fade. Not really curving into it, it's flicking right off the scalp. Making sure that you combing the hair in any direction that the hair actually lays in. Everybody's hair doesn't lay down the same, so you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the patterns of the hair, making sure that you're getting it to lay down the way that it grows. Fade coming in nice though. It's not looking too bad. And this is me just laying down everything. After I done cut against the grain, I'm gonna take my 1 guard or 1.5, whatever, and just lay everything down. And this is just the other side of the head. Again, y'all know I'm still working on my angles. I'm actually gonna try to get me a camera here soon. But this is just the other side of the scalp. doing the same process, starting with the no guard, all the way open, just working your way up. And if you've seen any of my haircut videos, you'll notice that I work on one side of the head, I go to the other side of the head, and I leave that back panel. I don't know what made me start cutting like that, but that's just how I cut. It's easier for me, and it's actually quicker for me. But I know the reason that I like it now is that while I'm cutting on the other side of the head, or once I get to the back, I can spray the front of the lineup with a liquid razor or sheen, or not sheen, but a hairspray to kind of get that. People use the spritz to kind of get that lineup to pop out. So while that is drying, I can finish doing the back of the head, and I can finish also going into adding my finishing touches to the fade, just to make sure that everything is laid down before I actually get to the lineup. Just in case anyone wanted to ask why I leave that panel. I've had a quick story. I've had a few parents, and they'll see me cutting like that, and they just hop up and they're like, "No, I don't want them to have a mohawk." And I'm like, "Excuse me, ma'am. I do apologize. It's not a mohawk though. It's my process of cutting hair." Here we are just at the back of the scalp. The only difference on the back when it comes to fading like this is I'm starting down at the bottom with the ball fade, and then I'm working my way up into the no guard open, half guard, 1.5. And again, you're not going all the way up into the curvature of the head. You're still just coming off the scalp. So in the back, it'll look a little darker. You just gotta play with your clipper a little bit, just to make sure that everything blends in the way that you want it to blend in. Here we are, finishing touches. I'm taking my gold FXs. It's just something about these gold FXs, as you can see, just that tap, just that line. It just comes out smoothly. But anyway, this is the lineup portion. Taking my gold FXs and then just, bringing everything together. Going around the ears, you want to make sure that you're only using the corner of your blade. Placing the whole blade down on certain areas of the head when you're lining up, you're going to end up cutting into the hair, or it's not going to come out as even, as smooth as you want it. So going around the ear, as you can see, you want to make sure you're pulling the skin a little bit so that you can get around the ear without cutting the top of the ear, very sensitive area. So you just want to make sure that you're pulling the skin and just using the corner of your blade. As you see, we'll go to the other side. Gonna do the same step, brush everything down, make sure everything is laying down in the way that it's supposed to. Tap it, and then on this area you can use the full blade. Get rid of that excess hair, use the full blade. But going around that ear, make sure that you use the corner of the blade so you're not going up into the haircut too much. when it comes to the front, I like to work on the vertical bars first, lining it up with the edge of the eyebrow. For me, that's what works best when I'm lining up. So I like to work with the vertical bars first. Then I'll go into the top on whichever side that you work with that works best for you. I start on the right side just because it just comes out a little bit better for me. Once you got that side done, I'm gonna come to the front and I'm gonna start in the middle of the head and working my way across. Not starting from the side, working your way in. Sometimes that just leaves your line a little bit off. Not saying that it won't work for some people. Sometimes it seems a bit easier to work in the middle of the head where their line starts or where the client wants their line to be. It just seemed to work better for me. We'll go to the other side, same process. Brush everything down, hit that vertical bar, going right off the edge of the eyebrow. You're gonna connect that middle, work your way right across the side of the other side of the head. Bring your line, bring the haircut all together.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
Here we are finishing up the cut, finished product right here. If you like the videos, thumbs up. If you dislike them, thumbs down. I appreciate everybody for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I have more on the way. Peace.